Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Monday Memo. Now, quite recently I was talking to a fellow finance professional who was bearing with me their frustrations about not getting promoted as fast as they'd hoped. And then I sort of shared with them an idea called the Canvas strategy. Now, this isn't something I came up with, but I've seen parallels in my own career. It actually comes from a chap called Ryan Holiday, who goes into it in more detail in his book Ego is the Enemy. And Ryan Holiday describes how in Roman times there was actually a role performed by something called a antembulo, whose responsibility it was to clear the way or clear the path for their sponsor. So this approach actually has a number of parallels in our finance careers. The first one is providing support so that others can look good. I mean, business partners do this all the time, but I think it goes for other functions as well. You know, it might feel desirable in the short term to pursue your own glory, but in fact, if you want that promotion, it's going to be much more effective for you clearing the path for others to be successful. I know in my own personal career, I feel all the promotions I've got hasn't really been down to my efforts doing the work per se, but putting my efforts into clearing the path for others, like senior vice presidents of sales or peers within finance who would put a good word in for you if you're going for promotion. I can't remember the last time I went for a job interview. The job seemed to find you when you're clearing the paths for others, because I think that's what leaders like and business partners like is looking for people that can do that for them. You know, and with our skills in finance, we're all capable of doing this. I mean, one of the times I remember coaching a sales director on how to put in a request for additional headcount, put the business case to their boss, who approved the initiative. Now, there was no visible effort for me, but later down the line, the same sales director was instrumental in sponsoring me for another position within a different department. So clear the path for other people above you and you'll eventually create a path for yourself. I think another one for those who are more curious in our profession is just to be like that proverbial sponge, absorb everything. You know, to find out those opportunities I mentioned previously, you need to put yourself out there asking having one questions. I share this a lot, my stakeholder analysis tool. You know, but if you can identify what people want and what they think they have, then the difference is a problem, a gap, that if you solve, you're adding value to them and they will come back to you asking for more. They will be considering you when they have their problems that need solving. And you know what? Sometimes when you're maybe not getting those promotions as fast as you like, solving other people's problems at work for them, particularly those that are more higher up, takes away some of the attention you've been paying to your own situation. So it in turn allows you to better absorb things, avoid distractions, and it's actually about seeing what goes on from the inside, looking for opportunities for someone other than yourself, and freeing them up to focus on their own strengths. Another approach I've taken is like attaching myself to people and organizations that are pretty successful or you think are going to be successful. You know, you are the average of those you surround yourself with most of the time. And I appreciate current success isn't a guarantee of future success, but it does provide you with some growth opportunities in the near term. You know, that's why I've specifically chosen in the latter part of my career, well, probably say the last 7 or 8 years, to focus on working in the area of recurring revenue, because I think that as a business model is pretty much where most businesses are going to be going. So helping organizations transition from a legacy approach to a future-oriented approach is quite a valuable skill set to have and clear the way for others to be successful. And also, it's not always about having mentors from within your own organization. You know, try and identify mentors outside who've already done the things you want to do, going the way you want, and sometimes just knowing them would open doors for you that might be harder in other occasions. So, you know, subsume a little bit of your identity into theirs and both move forward simultaneously. And one of these other ideas of being the antembulo is when people get results, they want those positive short-term gratification, good feelings and so on, positive endorphins or whatever, from taking the credit, you know, and the respect that goes with that. And like, that's great and all that, but I suggest, you know, you should acknowledge yourself in your role of helping others, you know, getting them the credit and actually be glad that they get it instead of you. Because wasn't that your aim after all, to help yourself by helping others? It's not a short-term game, it's a long-term game, because the payoff does come in the longer run for those who facilitate the success of those around them. So in the short term, let others take their credit on credit while you defer and earn interest on the principal. And this canvas strategy, Antimbulo approach, if you take it, you're in great company. I believe the likes of Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Benjamin Franklin, even Bill Belichick, the New England Patriots American football coach, most successful one in the modern game, they've been forced to navigate similar challenges in their development. I like this quote from Ryan Holiday: if you think you're going to be the big deal you're going to be, isn't this approach rather a trivial imposition? And look, that's why we bring on guest mentors to the show who share their stories, the things that they've had to go through, the paths they've had to go through, clearing the way for others. And I firmly believe that the person who clears the path ultimately controls its direction. And that's where the canvas strategy comes from. It's the canvas that shapes the painting. So look, hope you really enjoyed this episode. If you did, please remember to let your colleagues and friends know about it. They can subscribe on all the major platforms: iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube and Spotify. And we really appreciate you investing your time with us today. So until next time, take care of yourselves and let's keep on building our strength in the numbers.